Congressman Anthony Wiener has asked for a temporary leave of absence from the House while he seeks treatment for his Twitter problem. His spokeswoman said Wiener's treatment will focus on, quote, becoming a better husband and healthier person. The statement did not actually specify what he will be treated for. If Wiener enters treatment for sex addiction, he will be following in the footsteps of celebrity sex addicts David Duchovny, Russell Brand, and Tiger Woods. Joining me now is Joe Kort, a sex addiction therapist. Thanks for joining me tonight, Joe. The Tiger Woods scandal gave us our first look into how this rehabilitation world works. How long would Anthony Wiener be away at a facility, and what would he expect? What would be the treatment you'd expect him to be getting now?
He'll be gone for about 30 days, and they are going to help him look at the driving behaviors, what drove him to act out in these ways. And often these men are looking at their past of trauma and looking at how that is influencing their sexual behaviors.
Now, you've said that this is a classic case of the kind of cyber sex addiction that's out there now with having these handheld devices and being able to communicate this way nonstop has created a kind of new level of intensity for some people.
It's incredible the number of referrals we're getting these days of people who are even checking themselves into therapy, into treatment without even being caught because they're so caught up in the internet. It's endless. You know, I talk about, we know about the AAA engine. We call it affordability, anonymity, and accessibility. It's 24/7 that you can be out on the internet having sex with different people.
Yeah, I think the whole phenomenon of obsessive attention addiction to internet porn is now a few years old, but this phenomenon seems relatively new. This texting, this nonstop actual communicating with real people in this obsessive and relentless way. Is this the latest wave of kind of digital excess that's going on in sexual addiction problems?
Yes, it absolutely is. And in sexual addiction, in the model, we call this the crack cocaine of sex addiction. It would take people years before the internet, before all this texting, to come to terms with it and have negative consequences. Now it could take months or a year. And they're coming in through being discovered and through not being able to stop.
Are there specific behavior modifications that occur in the kind of treatment that Anthony Wiener is getting?
Yeah, he's going to learn. First, they're going to ask him about all of his sexual behaviors, you know, and they're not all going to be unhealthy. He's looking at what is going to be healthy, what is unhealthy, and then they're going to talk about stopping all of his sexual behaviors, not permanently. People get worried about that when they hear about sexual addiction treatment. It's not to pathologize sexuality. It's to help him understand the difference between healthy and unhealthy sex for himself and for he and his wife. So he'll be asked to stop all of his behaviors, and then he'll be looking at what he can continue to do that is in healthier ways.
You know, some of us have said this is the sex scandal with no sex, but is this kind of activity actually what these people regard as sex? Is it sex for someone in Anthony Wiener's position who's actually doing all this texting?
Yeah, you know, the thing about sexual addiction that we know in the field is it's about the chase, it's about the hunt, it's not about the catch. And so this is what's happening with the internet and texting and Facebook and all these live chats. You know, that's how the acting out happens. That is sexual for them. That's as far as a lot of them go. They actually don't meet up, a lot of them, with the actual person.
And so you would classify what he's doing as sex. To call it not sex isn't really the way you'd see it.
It is definitely sexual, absolutely, yes.
Okay. Joe Kort, sex addiction therapist, thank you very much for joining us tonight.